So you're going to take your yarn and we're going to first start out with a slip knot, wrap, pull over, pull that over and off, and then pull up, and then insert your crochet hook. So I just have a little bit of yarn, and I'm right-handed, so my left hand is my non-dominant hand. So what I do, and what I was taught by my grandmother, you have the end here, the tail, and that's going to be in front, okay? So I like to wrap it over this first finger, and then under the second one, over the third one, and then under the pinky, okay? That's how I like to hold my yarn. And because I have it weaving in and out of my fingers, or in between my fingers, that allows me to keep a consistent tension. So let me show you what I mean. So I'll make a slip knot, and now we're going to crochet some chains, okay? So you see, I have the yarn, it's attached to the hook via the slip knot. So I go over the first finger, and then I hold that with my thumb, and then I use my other hand, my right hand, my dominant hand, to do the wrapping under the second finger, over the third finger, and under the pinky, which is just kind of, you're just kind of letting it hang in between, okay? So and this is where I think I differ from a lot of other crocheters, I like to keep my yarn and needle close to the finger. I see a lot of crocheters, advanced crocheters, they have like this gap, like this, you know, this much, and then they're working with that, but that never felt comfortable for me. So do what you feel works best for you. But I like to keep everything kind of close in the same area, and then I adjust, and I'll show you what I mean. So let's just make some chains. So I yarn over and chain, yarn over and chain, yarn over and chain, yarn over and chain. Let me show you this view. Yarn over and chain, and see how it's sliding the yarn between my fingers. Chain, yarn over and chain. Now when I said adjust earlier, what I meant is, see how my thumb is holding the work way down here? This gets awkward, okay, because my thumb can only stretch so far back, right? So when I say adjust, what I mean is adjust my thumb up to this part, you know, the area that's closer to the hook, and then I have more control. And then I just commence to chaining. Yarn over, chain, okay? So you'll see, like, I'm just working the right hand, my dominant hand, the most as I'm making these chains, and it's just sliding, okay? And now I'm going to adjust again, so put it up. That gives me control. And I don't have my fingers so tight that, you know, it's tight tension and the yarn will barely glide between my fingers. Like, you don't want that, right? You just keep it nice and relaxed, and then the yarn will just glide, okay? See? Like that. And then you have these chains, okay? And you can see in this area where that tension was really tight, the chains are smaller than the rest of it, okay? So once you get used to holding your yarn and letting it glide as you crochet, then with practice, you will be able to crochet more consistently. So when you're first starting out, you know, it might feel awkward to you, and your tension might be all over the place, right? Here's some really loose, and then you're like, oh shoot, I need to tighten, and then you make one like this, you can barely get in there, right? And then you realize, okay, that's too tight, so let me loosen up a little bit, and that's a little bit better. But then you start getting super loose again, like that, and you just have a very non-uniform piece of work, right? Because your tension was all over the place. But what I'm saying is, once you get used to holding your yarn and whether that means you're holding it my way, so over the first finger, and then I use my dominant hand to go under the second and over the third, then you'll start to crochet with a consistent tension. And I'm, even moving fast, right? But my tension is pretty consistent all throughout, okay? Okay, so you have your yarn. Here's the end. This is coming from the skein in my left hand. And so basically what you're going to do is, and there's so many variations of this. This is the one that I've just found to be the easiest for me. So I take the tail, I come from behind, I wrap it over 2 fingers. You could wrap it over 3, you could wrap it over 4. To me, that's overkill. All I need are 2 fingers, okay? Remember, this is the tail. And then I take the yarn that's coming from the skein and I cross it over like that. Then I take this finger and I hold that. Now I'm going to take my crochet hook. I'm going to go up under this one. I'm going to hook on to that one. And then I'm going to hold this yarn down here. Like that. Now if you look here, this is the tail. So that's not the yarn that we want to yarn over with. At this point, what you can do is this. You can take this off like that. So you leave the tail like that. Yarn over, hold it, and then just make a chain. That right there will secure it. Okay? Notice how the tail is sort of going through the circle. You want to make sure that the tail stays that way, okay? So don't pull the tail out. Don't try to do that. Leave it in there. And as we crochet around this, we're going to crochet over these 2 strands together. Okay, so let's say we're going to make double crochets again. Well, I chained 1 to secure it. I'll chain another, so I'll have 2 chains. And this is just like normal. Then I'll make some double crochets. So remember I said to crochet over those 2 strands. So it helps to hold them together while you're crocheting your double crochets. So that's 1. Okay, let's do it again. This is my second double crochet. Let's do it again. Still crocheting over these 2 strands because the tail is going through the loop and coming out there. And when you crochet, the further you go around the ring, this tail is going to want to come through the loop more and more. Don't allow that to happen. Okay, so this is what I have. I've crocheted 3 double crochets. I still have my tail going through the loop. The more that I crochet around this loop, the more that tail is going to want to come out. But here's the magic with the magic circle. So here's the circle, here's the tail. When I pull on the tail, this big loop right here is going to get smaller. So just hold the part that you've crocheted, grab the tail, and pull, and watch what happens. See how it gets smaller? Okay. If this circle, I only wanted this circle to have 3 double crochets in it, I could pull it all the way shut. So here's the circle right there. I'm pulling this and I'm holding on to the stitches I've already crocheted. Okay. And notice the circle has now disappeared. Here's how to make a front post double crochet. Yarn over, and from the front, here's the next stitch, go from the front to the back and around and come out to the front just on the other side of the stitch. Yarn over, pull through 3 loops, yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2, yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2. Let's do it again. Yarn over, next stitch right there, from the front to the back and back out to the front just on the other side of the stitch. Yarn over, pull through 3 loops, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, And that is how you make a front post double crochet. Here's how to make a back post double crochet. Yarn over, find the next stitch which is there, go from the back, come out to the front on the right side of the stitch. Now go around the stitch and back out to the back just on the other side of the stitch. Now yarn over and pull through. 3 loops, yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2, yarn over, go through 2, 1, 2. Let's do it again. Yarn over, from the back, come to the front. Go around the stitch and back out to the back. Yarn over, pull through. 3 loops, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And that is how you make a back post double crochet. How to attach fringe. Insert your crochet hook where you want the fringe to go. Grab your fringe and wrap it around the crochet hook. Pull through and release one edge of the fringe while pulling up and through. Line up all the strands and then tie a knot. Push up while pulling. And that is how you attach fringe to a scarf.